Hello children, welcome to equation of a line part 2. In the first part I have already explained the basics of equation of a line. In the second part we will move further into the chapter. Okay. In class 9 you have already studied how to get a line from an equation. If an equation is given x minus 4y plus 5 is equal to 0, then you can find some values of x and y which satisfy this equation. You can plot those points, means those coordinates, having x y. You'll get some points. You plot those points in a graph paper. If you join those points, you'll get a straight line. So this you have studied in class 9. So if an equation is given to you, you can easily get the line. But let us move back now. Means converse. If a line is given to you, or some basic information about the line is given to you, can you find the equation? We are going to do this in this chapter. In class 9, equation was given and we found out the line. We got the line. In class 10, in this chapter, some information regarding the line will be given, and based on those informations we will get the equation of the line. So we have to know some more concepts about line, then only you can find the equation of a line. First is inclination of a line. It is represented using the Greek letter theta. Now what is inclination of a line? You can write it. The definition is it is the angle between the x-axis and part of the line above the x-axis. I will explain with a diagram. First write the definition. It is the angle between the x-axis and the part of the line above the x-axis measured in anti-clockwise, which is taken positive, or clockwise, which is taken negative. So remember, the inclination of a line theta is the angle between the x-axis. Angle between the x-axis and the part of the line above the x-axis. Remember this, above the x-axis. And is measured in anti-clockwise direction. Anti-clockwise means this direction. It is taken positive. And clockwise means this direction. This is taken as negative. So we can measure the angle of inclination of a line in two ways. Anti-clockwise direction positive, clockwise direction negative. So let us understand this with a diagram. Suppose this is x-axis. Here we don't need y-axis. Simply we are interested in x-axis. Suppose this is a line L1. Now see the definition again. It is the angle between the x-axis and the part of the line above the x-axis. You can see this is the line L1. This is the part below the x-axis and this is the part above the x-axis. We are interested in the part above the x-axis. So don't look at here. Don't look at the part below. Simply look at the part above the x-axis. The angle between the x-axis and this part, this will be measured in anti-clockwise or clockwise. Suppose this angle measured in anti-clockwise direction. Start from x-axis always. Suppose this is 50 degree. Okay, so the angle of inclination of the line L1 is 50 degree. The same angle of inclination can be measured in clockwise direction also. This direction, this direction. Now if this is 50 degree, this will be 130 degree. Okay, this is 130 degree. But since it has been measured in clockwise direction, clockwise then negative, so it is not plus 130, it is minus 130. So if you say that angle of inclination of line L1 is 50 degree, then you are correct. If you say that the angle of inclination of line L1 is minus 130 degree, then also you are correct. But don't say 130 degree. 130 degree and minus 130 degree are different. Okay, 130 degree means anti-clockwise 130 degree. The line should be like this. Okay, this is minus 130. So give importance to sign. Sign is very important. Okay. So plus means anti-clockwise, minus means clockwise. Suppose you have another line L2. We are measuring the angle of inclination in anti-clockwise direction. Suppose this is 110 degree. Okay. The same angle of inclination can be measured in clockwise direction also, but it will be taken negative. If this is 110, this will be 70, but it will be minus 70. You have to clearly mention the sign. Okay. So either you can say the angle of inclination of the line L2 is 110 degree or minus 70 degree. Don't forget to put the minus sign. Okay, if you are measuring in clockwise direction. Ready? So this is called angle of inclination. So now let us find the angle of inclination of some specific lines. Ready? First is x-axis. What is theta for x-axis? Means what is the angle of inclination of the x-axis? Angle of inclination of x-axis means angle between the x-axis and the x-axis itself. That will be 0 degree. Okay. So theta is 0 degree. Then any line parallel to x-axis, what will be theta? If you take any line parallel to x-axis, this is x-axis, any line parallel to x-axis. If two lines are parallel, then the angle between them is 0 degree. Okay. So the theta means angle of inclination for any line parallel to x-axis will also be 0 degree. Now let us move to y-axis. Let us move to y-axis. Okay. Y-axis means vertical line. Now what is the angle of inclination of the y-axis? Means what is the angle between the x-axis and the y-axis? 90 degree. So theta is equal to 90 degree. Theta is equal to 90 degree. Then any line parallel to y-axis. Okay. Again, suppose any line parallel to y-axis. Again, theta is 90 degree. Angle is 90 degree. Theta is 90 degree. Next, okay, we can have other lines. These are lines which are either horizontal or vertical. These two lines, x-axis parallel to x-axis, are horizontal lines. These two lines, y-axis and any line parallel to y-axis, are vertical lines. We already know their equations, so we are not that much interested in these lines. We need such lines L1, L2, whose angle of inclination is not 0 degree or 90 degree. Okay, other than 0 and 90 degree, we are interested in such lines. So theta can be in between 0 and 90. Okay, means angle of inclination is acute. Okay, in between 0 90 means acute. Now, if we have the angle of inclination in between 0 90 degree, then we can have such a line. See, this is an example. Means this is a line whose angle of inclination theta is 50 degree. Okay. I forgot to mention one thing. Okay, by default always take anti-clockwise direction. Okay, the angle of inclination can be measured in two ways, anti-clockwise or clockwise. By default always take anti-clockwise direction. When necessary take clockwise, otherwise not. So I am erasing this part, the clockwise direction. Okay, simply I will take anti-clockwise. One is 50 degree which is in between 0 and 90, the other is 110 degree which is between 90 and 180. Okay, so if angle of inclination theta is in between 0 and 90 degree, we will get such a line. Okay, now see this line, move from left to right along this line L1. You have to climb up, you have to move up. Remember this, 0 to 90 means move up. This is very important. Okay, how it is important you will understand later on when we dig deeper into this chapter. Okay, when we solve examples also. Next, we can have angle of inclination in between 90 and 180, like this line. This line has an angle of inclination 110 degree which is in between 90 and 180. Okay, so if you move along this line from left to right, you have to move down. Okay, you have to move down opposite. So remember this, acute angle then move up. Okay, obtuse angle then move down. Remember this, acute then move up, obtuse then move down. Remember this. Okay, so this is about angle of inclination. Next we have slope or gradient of a line. Next is slope or gradient of a line. This is very important. Okay, to find the equation of any line, you need slope. It is represented using the small letter m. Okay, now what is slope or gradient of a line? It is the tangent of the angle of inclination of a line. Means if the angle of inclination of a line is theta, then its slope or m will be simply tan theta. Remember this, m is equal to tan theta. Ready? For example, x-axis. Okay, first we will take x-axis. What will be its slope? Tan theta. Okay, now what is its theta? Means what is the angle of inclination of the x-axis? 0 degree. So m is equal to tan 0 degree, which is 0. Means slope of x-axis is 0. Okay, tan 0 degree, which is 0. If you take a line parallel to x-axis, its slope will be again tan theta. Now what is theta for any line parallel to x-axis? 0 degree. So tan 0 degree, which is 0. If you take y-axis, m will be tan theta, means tan 90 degree. Because theta for y-axis is theta for y-axis is 90 degree. Tan 90 degree which is not defined, or infinity. If you take any line parallel to y-axis, again m is equal to tan 90 degree which is also not defined or infinity. So for x-axis or any line parallel to x-axis, slope is 0. For y-axis or any line parallel to y-axis, slope is not defined. Okay. Next, there are two other lines, one making acute angle, the other making obtuse angle with the x-axis. Okay. For such lines, means 0 degree, means theta is in between 0 and 90, acute angle. Theta is in between 0 and 90. Okay. Slope will be tan theta, which will be always positive. Okay. Remember, if angle of inclination is in between 0 and 90, tan theta is positive. Okay. Because 0 to 90 means in between 0 and 90, if you take any value of the angle, okay, then tan theta will be positive. For example, I will just give an example. Tan 30 degree, which is 1 by root 3, it is positive. Tan 45 degree is 1, it is also positive. Tan 60 degree root 3, it is also positive. Tan 70 degree, this is a non-standard angle, 70 degree, so we have to refer the book. Okay, tan 70 degree is 2.7475. 2.7475. This is also positive. Okay, so in your book you can see from 0 to 90, means leave 0 and leave 90 degree. Leave 0 degree and leave 90 degree. In between you can take any angle, you choose any angle, tan theta will be positive. So slope will be positive. Next, if theta is in between 90 and 180, m will be tan theta, which will always be negative. Okay. Now in your book, more than 90 degree is not given. Okay. So how to know whether tan theta will be positive or negative? If the theta is above 90 degree and below 180 degree. 0 to 90, okay, we can check. We can check from the book. It is positive always. But what about the angles which are in between 90 and 180? Positive or negative, we don't know. Okay, let us take an example. Let us take an example, okay? Suppose tan 120 degree. Now tan 120 degree value we don't know, okay? And in the table also not given. So how to find this? Tan 120 degree means, suppose this is the x-axis. And there is a line like this. And this angle is 120 degree. Okay, this 120 degree is the angle of inclination of this line L, and we are not able to find the value tan 120 degree. But I have told that angle of inclination can be measured in two ways. Anti-clockwise positive by default. If necessary, we can take clockwise negative. Okay, so instead of 120 degree, we can take minus 60 degree, because if this is 120, this is 60, and since this is clockwise direction, so I have taken minus 60. So tan 120 degree is equal to tan minus 60 degree. Both are same. Okay, both are same. Which is equal to minus of tan 60 degree. Minus 60 is there, so minus I took out. Minus tan 60 degree, which is minus. What is tan 60 degree? Root 3, which is negative. In this way, we can find the tangent or the slope of any line whose angle of inclination is between 90 and 180 degree. Okay, although it is not given in the book. Okay, so you can see if theta is in between 90 and 180, slope is negative. Remember this. Okay, so 0 degree less than theta less than 90 degree, we have positive slope. Okay, and see the lines whose angle of inclination is in between 0 and 90, they are like this, move up. Okay, a few minutes before I have given the angle of inclination. In that I have told if 0 to 90 then move up, if 90 to 180 then move down. Okay, so 0 to 90 then slope is positive, move up. Okay, how would be the line? Move up like this. Okay, if slope is positive, if 90 degree to 180 degree means in between 90 and 180, then our slope is negative, as we checked. One example I have taken, slope is negative. If 90 to 180, then the line would be like this, then move down. Okay, move down. Remember this, positive then move up, negative then move down. Conversely, move up then positive, move down then negative. Remember this. Okay, so this is called gradient or slope of a line. Next is slope of parallel lines. Okay, slope of parallel lines. Now, what is the relation between the slopes of two lines which are parallel to each other? Let us see. Suppose this is x-axis. I will draw two lines which are parallel to each other. This is line L1, this is line L2. The angle of inclination is theta. It means the angle of inclination of line L2 will also be theta because corresponding angles. Okay. So M1 is equal to, means slope of the first line is equal to tan theta. Slope of the second line is again tan theta, means same to same. Okay, so remember, if L1 is parallel to L2, then M1 is equal to M2. Remember this. If two lines are parallel, then their slopes will be same. Simple. Next, if two lines are perpendicular, okay, two lines are perpendicular, what will be the relation between the slopes? Let us see. Now, slope of perpendicular lines. Slopes of perpendicular lines. Let us take x-axis. Now, why I am taking x-axis always? You can see slope is directly related to angle of inclination. Slope is equal to tan theta. And angle of inclination is the angle between the x-axis and the part of the line above the x-axis. So no question of y-axis here, only y-axis. Sorry, no question of y-axis, only x-axis. For that reason, again and again I am taking x-axis. Okay, because theta is related to angle of inclination and angle of inclination is related to x-axis. I will take two lines which are perpendicular. So this is one line, this is moving up, okay. Its angle of inclination, this will be theta. By default always I am taking anti-clockwise. Now there is another line which is perpendicular. This is line L2, this is 90 degree, okay. It is moving down, okay. You can see this line is moving down. Now what will be its angle of inclination? Anti-clockwise. I am talking about anti-clockwise, okay, anti-clockwise direction. This angle, okay, this angle is equal to 90 degree plus theta. Extra angle property, this is 90 degree plus theta. So the angle of inclination of line L1 is theta, the angle of inclination of line L2 is 90 degree plus theta. Now let us find the slopes, okay. So M1 is equal to tan theta, you can see M1 is equal to tan theta. M2 is equal to tan 90 degree plus theta, because you can see angle of inclination is 90 degree plus theta. But when angle of inclination is above 90 degree, we are not able to find the value. For that reason, we move to clockwise direction. Instead of taking anti-clockwise direction, we take the clockwise direction. So what will be this angle? This angle. First let us find the value, then we put minus sign because it is clockwise, okay. Its value will be 90 degree minus theta. Okay, you can use angle sum property. This is 90 degree, this is theta, so this will be 90 degree minus theta. Okay, you can use angle sum property, you will get 90 degree minus theta. But since it is measured in clockwise direction, it will simply not be 90 degree minus theta, it will be minus of 90 degree minus theta. Ready? So instead of 90 degree plus theta, we can put minus of 90 degree minus theta. Ready? Take this minus sign out. So minus of tan 90 degree minus theta, minus I have just copied. Now what is tan 90 degree minus theta? Complementary relation, trigonometry. Okay, in class 9 also you have studied. In class 10 trigonometric identities chapter I had explained. Tan is related to cot, sin is related to cos, cosec is related to sec, I had explained. Okay, complementary relation. Tan 90 degree minus theta is equal to cot theta. So M1 is tan theta, M2 is minus of cot theta. Are they equal? No, they are not equal. But let us multiply and see what we are getting. Okay, let us multiply. M1 into M2 is equal to tan theta into minus cot theta. First go for the sign. Plus into minus is minus. What is tan theta into cot theta? 1, because they are reciprocal ratios. So we got minus 1. So this is an important result. Remember, if L1 is perpendicular to L2, if two lines are perpendicular, then product of their slopes is minus 1. Okay, product of their slopes is minus 1. Okay, so remember this. Means, suppose slope of line L1 is 3 by 4. Suppose slope of line L1 is 3 by 4. Slope of line L2, if they are perpendicular to each other, if parallel then equal. If L1 is parallel to L2, then slope of L2 will also be 3 by 4. But if L1 is perpendicular to L2, then slope of L2 will be minus of 4 by 3. Change the sign, take the reciprocal. Very simple. Change the sign, take the reciprocal. Similarly, if slope of line L1 is minus 2 by 7, L1 is minus 2 by 7, slope of L2 will be, change the sign, so minus will become plus and take the reciprocal, means 7 by 2. Very simple. Okay, change the sign, take the reciprocal. Two things you have to do. So this is about parallel lines and perpendicular lines. Now the last part, slope of a line in which angle of inclination is not given, but two coordinates are given. Okay, two coordinates are given. Slope is tan theta. Okay, so in order to find slope of a line, we need the angle of inclination, that is theta. But if theta is not given, then what will do? Okay, let us see. Suppose this is x-axis, this is y-axis. Now this is a line L. This is the angle of inclination theta, but the value of theta is not given to us. If value of theta is given, then no need of anything else. Directly put tan theta. If theta is standard angle, then you know, you have already remembered the values: 0 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree. Okay, if not standard angle, then you can refer your book, or trigonometric table will be provided to you. Okay, if theta is given, but if theta is not given, what to do? Okay, 2 points are given. Suppose A and B. A and B. Coordinates of point A are x1, y1. Coordinates of point B are x2, y2. Using the coordinates also we can find the slope of a line if theta is not given. See how to find this. From B, we will draw a perpendicular on the x-axis. Ready? From A, we will draw a line parallel to the x-axis, and it will be perpendicular to this line, new line. Okay, let this point be P. Now what are the coordinates of point P? I have told you how to find x coordinate, y coordinate. X coordinate means the distance of a point from the y-axis. So x coordinate of point P means distance of point P from the y-axis, this distance, and this is equal to this, and this is equal to this, means the distance of point P from the y-axis is same as the distance of point B from the y-axis, means that x coordinate will be same. X coordinate of B is x2, x coordinate of P will also be x2. Then y coordinate. Y coordinate means distance of a point from the x-axis, means this distance, and this is equal to this. Okay, the distance of point P from the x-axis is equal to distance of point A from the x-axis, so the y coordinate will be same. So y1, then y1. Now what is AP? AP is equal to this, already I have done in reflection chapter, Saxon-Weidman formula also. This is x2, this distance is x2, this distance is x1, so this will be x2 minus x1. This distance is y2, this distance is y1, so this will be y2 minus y1. And if this is theta, this is also theta, because corresponding angles. Okay, now slope is equal to, the base concept is tan theta. Without tan theta we cannot do anything. Okay, m is equal to tan theta for this line, but theta we don't know, so we are moving ahead. What is tan theta in this triangle? Perpendicular by base. Go back to class 9. Tangent, tan means perpendicular by base. So perpendicular by base means BP by AP. So y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. This is the formula. Okay. So slope of a line whose theta is not given but coordinates are given is y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1, or y1 minus y2 by x1 minus x2. Either 2 1 2 1 or 1 2 1 2, both are same. You get the same value. Okay, but don't extend 2 1 1 2. Don't do like this. Okay, let us take a very simple example. Okay, then I'll this part will be over. In the third part, I will go to equation of a line. Okay, these are all basic concepts. Then only we can move to equation of a line. Okay. Let us take a very simple example. Find the slope of a line which passes through the point, suppose A and B, whose coordinates are -2, -1 and 3, 2. Let us find the slope of this line. Okay, so slope is equal to, we know the formula, y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. This is x1 y1, this is x2 y2. So y2 minus y1 means 2 minus -1 or 2 plus 1. x2 minus x1 means 3 minus -2, that is 3 plus 2, that is 3 by 5. Slope is positive, so the line would be like this. Move up. Moving up. Okay. Next part. Find the slope of a line PQ. Find the slope of the line PQ which is parallel to AB. Which is parallel to AB. So slope of PQ should be equal to slope of AB, as they are parallel then slope same. So that is equal to again 3 by 5. Next, find the slope of another line MN which is perpendicular to the line AB. Okay. Slope of MN which is perpendicular to the line AB. Suppose like this. This is MN. Okay. This line is MN. Its slope will be, I have given the trick. Change the sign, take the reciprocal. Okay. Plus then minus. The reciprocal of 3 by 5 is 5 by 3. 5 by 3. Okay. So this is the basics. This is about slope of a line. So in this part we have studied about angle of inclination, then gradient or slope of a line. In the next part I will move to equation of a line. There are some more concepts. Okay. I hope you have understood. Thank you for watching.